Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vegan Brie. I talk about all things vegan and cruelty free, mainly beauty. I wanted to talk about for my Throwback Thursday. I'm probably gonna be posting 2 videos today, but I wanted to post like a throwback palette. These are new to my collection. I always post a Throwback Thursday, like shop my stash on Thursdays, which maybe I'll post it on a different day. I don't know. Let me know what days that you watch YouTube. But I just got these palettes 2 weeks ago or like a week ago. No, I got these palettes a week ago on Friday. Today's Sunday. From a friend that was selling some of her palettes. So I got them at a really good deal. Really good deal. And these are palettes I've been wanting to try for like years, so I justified it. Most of them like a low no buy. This is the Bella Beaute Bar Basic Witch palette. And I did repress this shade. I don't know why, but it just like shattered after transit. Like I opened it and it was fine, then all of a sudden it just like abracadabra, like phew. So anyway, that's the shade Hectic. But I have used every shade now. I'm wearing it today with another palette that we'll talk about in a second. But I think this is 2 or 3 years old. I got this from my friend Caitlin House Makeup, my friend on Instagram. We've never met, but anyway, YouTube and Instagram. But it's really pretty palette. I will say that if you use the purples or the pinks, it will stain, but I wear makeup practically every day, so it doesn't bother me. It wasn't like horrible, but I'm pale, so it's easy to stain. But they are super pigmented. I didn't have any issues with any of the shades. Everything blended great, and also with another palette. First I used this exclusively, and then I paired it with another palette, and the shimmers are really good. They're super shifty. And well, okay, so the shades that are the most shifty are Incantation. I cannot say that word for the life of me. I keep like messing it up. It shifts. At first I didn't notice the shift, but it's like a pink to like an orange. It's really pretty. I used it with different looks. I post my daily makeup looks on like Instagram, TikTok, and on here. So if you want to see those looks, and then I might post them here. We'll see. But yeah, that shade was really fun, especially with this shade, the Grimoire. Okay, I'm just gonna show you Grimoire. I did like a mustard look, and then I did another look with it with the Witch Please. It's like a pink, and it's a little chunkier. Some of them are different like formulas, but it's like a pink to blue with a little bit of purple. And then very loud, I used these 2 shades together, and that one, and the purple for a look. The shade Hex, it is a shade you have to build. I recommend just kind of like layering it very lightly with, you know, like a smaller brush, not necessarily like a big blending brush, because it will kind of blend away. It will blend away as in like it kind of, I don't know, can go over the dark shade and like a shade like this, like a shader, like going like just like kind of patting it instead of like blending it, just because it's a pastel. And then I really like this shade Glinda, this pink shade. It's really pretty. You can make it soft, you can make it brighter, especially if you use like the Conjure shade. This purple, the purples are really nice. It's just pastels. That's just kind of how you have to work with them. Sometimes you have to pack them, and like they don't always, like if you go to town with your blending brush, it doesn't always work well with pastels. And then I'm wearing the shade today. I'm wearing Cauldron and Perfectly Wicked. Well, actually, I'll tell you the shades I'm wearing today. Oh, not to flash you. So I'm wearing the shade Cauldron. It's like the shifty shade here. It's like a green to, let me see if I can try to show you. Where's the one time I do my hair? Like that, it's like a blue, green, like teal. I use the shade Perfectly Wicked in my inner corner, really lightly. And then I used the shade Coven in my outer corner and like in my crease. It's like this kind of like a, what do you say, like a purple, kind of, I don't know, purpley gray. It's really pretty. I've used it as liner. It's a really cool shade. And I'm not like a big cool tone person usually, but I do like it. And then the shade Creep It Real is also fun. I didn't use that today, but I used it yesterday. And then I'm wearing the shade Black Cat as my one of the shades for my wing. So This shade might be my favorite. The shade Rusting Witch Face. Like, do you see all those colors? It is like a rainbow. It's just amazing. I love it. I wore that yesterday. Yeah, this, and my daughter likes the shade Hocus Pocus because it's Hocus Pocus. So the shifty shades, obviously Resting Witch Face, Incantation, Witch Please, and then Cauldron. Maybe Hocus Pocus. Let me see. Yeah, I see a little bit of a shift. Okay. The only shade, I guess, that's not a multi-chrome is Perfectly Wicked. I don't think so. This is more like a foiled. So some of them are different textures. Some of them are smoother than others, but not like chunky as in like super flaky and like a mess, because I wouldn't say any of these have like a lot of fallout. So yeah, it's a really nice, fun palette. Really good with neutrals too. So let's talk about the second palette for my Throwback Thursday. This is from Blend Bunny. This is the All Done Up palette. It has like textured lips. Again, not a new palette. I'm wearing the shade Shine here as my inner corner. Or actually, it's like on, not to flick you off, right here. There's like this pink, it's like a, is there pink? It's like a white to green. It's really fun. I use that a lot this week. And then I'm using the shade Look, the Look in like my upper crease, and then I use the shade Knockout to just blend it out more. It's a matte white, and I wanted to use all the shades, and I'm also using the shade Smokin' from, let me know if you know where that's from. We watch a lot of Scooby-Doo. It's one of the movies. Anyway, as my liner. It's a really good black. What I will say about this palette, and I actually kind of have I have this issue with my other Blend Bunny palette, the Sugar and Grunge, which I know they've I think they've reformulated it, and it has most of the same shades, but they changed the name because of some stupid stuff. The pastels are kind of tricky to work with, sort of similar to the one in the Basic Witch palette, the purple. I feel like they're not really great when it comes to blending. They're good at if you just kind of pack it, like I said, you kind of go over it with a shader. So you put, I work from dark to light, which with this palette I think would be easier than working light to dark. That's just not how I do things usually. It takes more time, doesn't always work very well. I get kind of patchy. It's just me. I have hooded eyes, so I have to kind of fake my crease. But yeah, using like so you put your dark shade, your mid-tone, whatever, and then you blend it, you get that all ready, you know, all the way you want it. And then you go over with like a kind of fluffy shader brush over, like, to blend it. That's what I recommend, just to have the easier result, because if not, the pastels kind of cancel out the dark shade, and it's almost like using like whiteout in a sense, where it's like ready to go. So they're pretty shades. I'm not saying that they're not. It's just their pastels can be kind of finicky to work with sometimes. And the midtones, like, so it goes from like, you know, light, mid, deep, and then these are all the shimmers. The midtones are pretty deep on me. I guess I'm super pale. Well, okay, just because I'm pale, but they were pretty deep. Like my looks this week, all but like the shade Unexpected, which is the mustard, which I love, were deeper than I usually go, but it was kind of fun to do like smokier looks. I use these shades as liner. I did a lot of wings this week. I like using eyeshadow as liner. Personally, I don't do like a lot of dark looks. I work an office job at a courthouse, so, and the shimmers were all really great. I love the shimmers, love the neutrals. This shade is kind of misleading, the shade Wink, because you're thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like a peach or something. It's not really a peach. At least, and I'll show you the looks I did too, but like, it looks like a peach there, but I don't know, maybe it's the way, it's like more like a rose gold instead of like a peach, which I actually liked more because it wasn't like an electric peach, like I thought. It was more of like a lighter peach right there. Like it looks really, you know, bright. It was bright. These are all really sparkly, just like these. These are, say smoother, not, that sounds so bad, but like some of these were, I told you, were like kind of chunky. These are all really smooth. This is like a thinner shimmer formula. No creasing issues, by the way, and I do experience that because I do have oily lids, but these paired really, really nicely together. I liked all my looks. On YouTube, you mostly see like new releases and talking about new palettes, and Blend Bunny and Bella Beaute Bar they've come out with a lot of palettes. I want to do a video talking about all the palettes that a lot of indie brands and maybe mainstream brands have come out with. This year has been pretty overwhelming, and I have only bought, including these two, I bought 4 palettes, and today's November 9th, so I've been doing a lot better. I also don't get Nomad PR anymore. I do have my code available. It's an unaffiliated, don't get any money at all, but I do have my 10% off code up until the end of the year if you do want to use it. I'm on the PR list anymore. They do have like a micro influencer PR list, but you have to have your code used a certain amount or else you get pulled, which I completely understand. They're trying to make money. It's a business. At the end of the day, these are businesses. You gotta make money in order to keep it running and to, pay your bills, survive. They both come out with a lot of palettes. Bella Beaute Bar is this. Okay, I did not pay $69 for this, but I saw on their website this is like $69, and a lot of their palettes are like 70, 80, 60. I don't even know if they've gone down to 50, but I got this for 25 and I got this for 10. And this is usually, I think, 45, but on TikTok and also on Blend Bunny, on Blend Bunny's site, I think I've seen it for 20, I believe. So I think I've got a steal here. Okay, let me know your thoughts on those palettes if you still have them. Enjoy videos like this talking about eyeshadow palettes, which is my favorite part of doing my makeup, and probably my longest part of doing my makeup. I post my daily makeup looks on here in shorts, YouTube shorts, TikTok, and on Instagram and my reels. If you want to follow me, I'm just Vegan Brie 823 on TikTok and on Instagram. And then I would also greatly appreciate if you enjoy this video and you stay till the end, put a blue emoji. It could be a heart, a star, whatever. It shows some engagement and also shows that you made it to the end. And if you enjoyed this video, also please like and subscribe.